This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Ever.
Yeah.
I have been asked a few times in my career, but I guess 30-year career now, as Metallica marks the 30th anniversary next week. But I've always said no. I knew it was in lots of places for lots of different reasons and lots of different things, guitars and endorsements and all these things, but I haven't done it. The reason I'm doing it tonight, twofold, I guess. Roger was cool enough to let Papa Wheelie come down here a couple weeks ago and do a video. Feeling love. Am I blushing yet? It's kind of weird to be here naked with them. Maybe I should put my instrument on while I talk. That was the first thing, is that he opened doors for us to do our video and do our thing and really get a vibe here and kind of be in control for the day, kind of invade the place for the day. So that was good for all of us in our hearts and stuff. And then the bigger part, and more important part, is I'm so into or psyched up about what happens in this building and what has been happening for a while, and what Raj and the other people here and the staff and everybody, that's the community that's been created in this place. I think it's incredible. I think it's one of the most incredible things that could happen. Music is it's so important for so many of us, you know. So to be able to get the interest of younger people and all people of all ages, to create their relationships with their instruments, cultivate those, beginner, intermediate, pro, whatever it happens to be. It's just such a cool thing to be able to learn your first lesson. I said something about it from the stage, actually, in the Papa Wheelie video, you know, that you can be 30 feet from where I'm standing right now, take your first lesson, 4 or 5, 6 years later, how quick you put a band together and stuff, be on the stage playing in front of 200 of your best friends in the same space right now. That's pretty fun. So that's that, and now we're together. I came from Michigan. I got my first instrument when I was 9 years old, acoustic guitar, student model from Sears. I wrote songs left-hand optional, just kind of plucking the strings, and I'd write down the music, 1, 3, 5, 5, 2, 2, 1. Didn't know nothing about the tuning or anything, just kind of nailed like that. Wrote songs about Jesus and stuff, because that's what I knew at that time. Then I got a bass when I was 14, had mostly to do with Kiss. There's 300 guys that were in, friends a little bit younger than me, and one guy's brother had a drum set, so we took that over. Another guy happened to have an electric guitar that had all the strings on it, and I was going to be Gene Simmons, and he was Ace, and he was right. So I need a bass for my birthday, right? I'm asking for a bass. That's my character. That's what I'm doing. So got that bass, and little did I know, little did my dad know, right? So I spent a bit of time there in the beginning, just kind of going like Jason Newsted, because that's what he did all the damn time. So that for a couple months. Put the bass in the closet for about 4 years. Get it back out. Start, Mom's got the plate collection up in the kitchen on the wall like that, and I'm in the basement with the bass amp. And there's 3 plates left, and so she figures out eventually to take all the plates down when we're rehearsing or when I'm playing or whatever like that. So I went through that deal. Started trying to learn songs, back then, it's quite a bit different than what younger generations have now. With the internet, you can go on and see a song you want to learn. There's the tablature, there's the notes, there's the words, all that kind of thing is right there before you. For me and many other people that learned what I learned, they would have an LP with a turntable and put it on this and back to the groove and back to the groove and back to the groove. Until you get it, right? But in my opinion, that went deeper. And, it's not as surfacey. So you got all that information in front of you. Yes, that's all great, but the way I did it went deeper. I can still play all those Sabbath songs and all that stuff that I learned way back then. It's still all the way in there. If you cue me on that thing, I just know where to go. So there's, good in both, but there you go. So I started learning songs, get a little more serious about it. 18 years old, I got together with a band of guys that were all about 25 or 26 years old. We started playing some places around in southwestern Michigan. Decided to get the brilliant idea we're going to go to Hollywood and become stars. Got a U-Haul truck. Sold my records and other stuff. Got $300 together with my bass, suitcase, amp, and so forth. Rode in the back of that U-Haul, illegally, right? In the back of that U-Haul, because the older guys got to sit up front, man, come on. So I'm in the back with the guitar player, the guy that taught me my first chords. And I forgot to mention one guitar lesson at age 14 when I first got my bass, learned the C major scale. One lesson. No
Woo!
So, yeah, now we're up here, and this guy, the guy that taught me the other kind of chords and stuff, had a 105-pound English sheepdog, and he and I rode in the back of that U-Haul from Michigan to, beginning with, Arizona. We get into, well, all the way, I mean, where we stop, but in Flagstaff, Arizona, up in the north, it's October, end of October, starts to get cold in the hills, go down into Phoenix, land in Phoenix, stay in a parking lot for a while, get a couple jobs the first couple of weeks, start working all that stuff, look at the music store for an ad, and, you know, on the wall, go and audition with Kelly Smith, who is the drummer of Flotsam and Jetsam. Yeah. That was February 1982, yep. And so we formed, we called it Dogs to begin with, and it became Flotsam and Jetsam. We got a record deal after playing a bunch of clubs and that kind of thing, you know, slugging it out in places just like this. 1985, got a record deal with Metal Blade Records. Where's the dude? Where's the Hazard guy? Right there. He worked and yeah, Flotsam got their first deal, made a record in that summer. Record got out sometime in '86. Record was out 3 or 4 months. Cliff Burton, the bass player of Metallica, was killed in a bus accident September 1986. That's right. And the work that I had been doing for Flotsam and Jetsam, the tape trading, and all of the hours of correspondence and different things that had to take place then, which is much different than what you do now to spread your band out, the avenues you have on the internet, and all the other things that go on. One tape at a time, one package at a time, to one journalist at a time, one DJ at a time, like that, in 14 or 17 countries. Tape, package, post office. I would go in 5 minutes to 5 in the post office with a thing like this of all the 17 countries to send. They'd see me coming like, crap. And it happened a lot of times. So as I corresponded with those people from 82 to 85, when Lars put the feelers out to find out what bass players were around when they decided they were going to keep going, how are we going to put somebody in place of Cliff? You couldn't be replaced, but could we get somebody to play the songs with us? So he called to the East Coast, he called to the West Coast, and he called to Denmark, and he called to Sweden, and he called to Germany, and he called to Italy. And the same name come up with every place that he called. Jason Newsted is the guy that you want to talk to. So I went for an audition in Hayward, October, which was basically 5 years after I landed in Phoenix parking lot. And got asked to join the band 29 of October of 1986. So it was moving pretty fast that time, touring Japan 11 days later, first time that Metallica had ever toured in Japan. So it was kind of a thing like, I can only describe it as what I've seen in Beatles films and stuff where back entrances of hotels only, people swarming underneath the hotel singing songs, everybody with Beatles haircuts, kind of crazy. So it was kind of just thrust into the Blue Flames, right? Went on from there, and it goes on to most of the things you know about Metallica. Biggest selling band in metal, I would say, 100 million records, something like that. 6, 8 Grammys, Hall of Fame, you know, all that cool stuff. And so then I went on. Went to stepped out of Metallica in 2001. And then did some other projects, Echo Brain, Voivod, played with Government Mule, played with Sepultura, you know, Papa Wheelie projects, all the Chop House records. So, and here we are now, together. And that's it.